People just like to hear like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
What is it though? What is?
Not talking about other people. You know you like that.
You like it, bro.
I listen to ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But when though?
Is that weird? Like sometimes if I can't sleep or like if I just need something going on in the background, I'll listen to it. So like there's something that always puts me to sleep, like writing on the chalkboard. That's probably why I wasn't good at school.
What?
If I hear it,
You're getting weirder and weirder.
it's going to.
You are, Mr.
You know
I'm not
what?
weird.
That's my weird thing.
ASMR?
ASMR.
What is it? What about it is it?
I don't know. It's just like videos of people, and it's all kind of stuff, bro. It'd be like it could be anything, like somebody tapping.
It'd be
Tapping
people eating
something.
seafood, cracking shells.
Okay, I don't want to hear nobody.
That's that mukbang.
That's mukbang.
Yeah.
This is how I know y'all don't hang out with teenagers.
People don't have fetishes.
Yeah, that's that mukbang, bro. You literally watching people eat. That's weird.
I'm talking about the sound of it, like the.
That's what I'm saying. They be
Cracking.
like, and then people just be loud, bro. It's weird.
ASMR is just random.
It's like random sounds, like
Does anybody know what ASMR stands for?
No.
automated, systematic.
Response.
Break your allodosis.
I don't know.
Autonomous, yeah. Sensory meridian response.
So it gives you sometimes a response
A
based off
term
the sound.
used to describe a tingling, static-like, or goosebump sensation.
Oh, okay.
But why would you want that? It's like for me, it'd be somebody scratching a chalkboard.
That's a different type of sensation.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, I mean, I guess it can all...
That'll give me goosebumps.
This one has more of a positive...
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be negative. It's supposed to be like relaxing.
Something that gives you chills.
Yeah.
Like,
so like sometimes like water. I'll listen to like water.
Okay, I do that. Is that
like
is that
people
considered?
listening to the waves.
Yeah, like the
waves.
waves.
Is that
of,
considered?
I don't know if that's
I think that
ASMR.
would be considered ASMR, right?
Meridian. What's that mean? That's like rhythm or something.
But we old. start the pod. Welcome back to another episode of
The Soundboard Podcast.
episode 69. It's your boy Dante, and I'm here with,
This is Coop.
and here with,
What's up with it? It's your boy JJ.
and the best producer in the world.
Big KJB.
Yes, sir. And we are back for another episode, man. Now, if you've been listening to the pod for some time, we are a group of friends who've been in each other's lives now over 10 years. And so
Yes, sir.
we are each other's soundboard where we come and say, hey, bro, was I tripping when I said this? Or like, was I wrong when I did this? And so we are letting you all come into the conversations we have every week. And now y'all are part of our soundboard too.
Yes, sir.
So fellas, I seen y'all on Instagram that y'all been out here moving and shaking and traveling. JJ,
You see me on Instagram?
never mind, not you on Instagram. Yeah, never mind. I meant Coop on Instagram, but I also knew that you were traveling as well.
Yeah. You know, one of my hobbies, lately seems to be traveling a lot. But I enjoy traveling. I love to travel.
Do you?
I do. I really do. So I did take another trip.
Okay.
This past week with my wife. It was spring break for her.
Okay,
and
dope.
it was a trip for me.
It wasn't no break.
It wasn't a break.
It was work.
It was actually. I took a couple of days off.
Oh,
so
okay.
I took a couple of days off. I flexed the schedule at work to work remote. So it worked out well. But we took a trip to New York. Of course, she's from New York. So we went out there for a celebration of life.
Okay, dope.
In two different forms.
Who was
we
born?
had my nephew.
Was born?
Yeah, everybody's born.
You said celebration of life. That usually means somebody
Celebration
was
of life.
recently born.
If you let me get to it, I'm just telling you, celebration of life. So on one end, we went down there for a baby dedication.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So Gigi's godson was getting dedicated, and that was a great ceremony and everything for the dedication. And on the other end, shout out to my wife. It was her birthday.
Oh,
And
dope.
we
Hey.
celebrated life on both ends.
I told her happy birthday a little late.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
But never late is better.
Yeah. So we actually spent probably about 8 days in New York. It was actually New Jersey.
Okay.
So we stayed with her sister and their family. It was a really good time just to for one, it was allowed me to be able to get to kind of build that relationship with her side of the family. Since we live in Texas, we around my people and my friends, my family all the time. But going up there provided an opportunity to be able to grow and help those relationships, and also just kick it. Like it was fun to just kick it. We did, however, get hit by a snowstorm.
Yeah, I saw this. They said the East Coast had got it pretty bad.
Yeah, so we actually got a few inches where we were, probably like maybe 3 to 4 inches, I guess. I ain't the best judge on how many inches of snow it looks like, but we got hit with a nor'easter, and it pretty much snowed probably like 6 or 7 hours straight.
But was it like one
play
day?
in the snow?
Yeah.
I stayed inside. You
gonna make a snow angel?
Nah, bro.
Did they extend y'all's trip, or were y'all planning to stay either way?
No, we were planning to stay either way.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually only lasted for about a little over 24 hours. I mean, they're so efficient up there. They cleaned up the roads. People were still functioning normally.
That's the norm for them.
Yeah, it was like
Everybody
a couple
going
inches.
everybody going to work. Everybody, still going to school, things like that. It wasn't no disruption of services. But from our standpoint, it was cool just to see, everything all white. And where we were in New Jersey, it's more so like not the typical thing you would think of a city. It's like the more of like in the mountains.
Okay.
And so it's real beautiful out there, kind of looking at it. But the weather, that subsided and it warmed up a little bit. It was still cold, but it was a good time. So we're just able to kick it for the week. I had some time to relax a little bit, kick it with the family. We did a little game night on one of the nights with some of her friends. So getting able to kick it with her friends. And then we finished the weekend with a Harlem Renaissance theme party.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So her cousin had a big birthday celebration out there, and had a Harlem Renaissance theme. And,
Black people love the Renaissance.
Black people love the
Was
Renaissance.
it in Harlem?
It was
Good question.
New Jersey.
I don't know if it was in Harlem technically.
Y'all were on the island. Y'all in New York.
We were in the city, but I don't know which borough.
Oh, okay.
For sure it was in. Probably Harlem because it was a Harlem Renaissance theme. But I don't know for sure. But it was a good time. Like the theme, everything, the decor, everything was it was nice. But it was a good trip overall. Good. I will say though, 8 days is a long time to be away from home.
It is.
Yeah.
I would miss my bed.
Right.
I mean, it is home, but it's different.
Just to
bro.
try to get you caught up.
No, it's different. It's different being like in your own environment versus being.
I ain't gonna lie. Family, friend, or foe. I ain't trying to stay at nobody else's house for 8 days.
Family, friend, or foe.
I ain't trying to stay at nobody else's house for 8 days. Because I think to a certain extent, like when you're a guest in somebody's home, if you care, you should you have to act like a guest. Like you picking up after yourself. Like you trying to make sure you ain't too loud. You ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Be
like
in their space like that.
Yeah, you ain't trying to mess up the space. And it provides a level of kind of discomfort for, to a certain extent.
It's an adjustment. Like you have to essentially adjust to whatever lifestyle, the people's homes that you're living in. And great for them. Like it's a comfortable environment. Like everybody's kicking it and chilling. But still being cognizant of you're in somebody else's space, I think to your point brings that level of I have to be aware of this as I'm moving.
Because one thing about us, we're gonna fall asleep with the TV on, and you got to be okay with that.
I think people that do that are psychos.
Right? Fall asleep with the TV on.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Why?
I would be dreaming about whatever's on the TV.
Nah, bro.
You don't get the good deep sleep. And me and my wife argue about this all the time.
So your wife sleeps with the
TV on. I want to listen to the ocean.
y'all bedroom probably sound weird.
No, it doesn't. It just sounds like TV because I lose that battle every time.
But I'm saying you can't do that when you're at somebody's house. Like your midnight trips to the fridge. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to put clothes on. You gotta
be sleeping butt ass.
No, but I'm saying
This is family.
Yeah, but you can't be walking around with your nuts out like that's somebody else's house. All I'm saying is you're still a guest. Even when people be like, "Oh, you family," you still a guest.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I wasn't the only one in New York this week.
Before we get to that,
I saw his trip.
Before we get to New York, I need to give y'all a bigger update.
Oh yeah, he has some big news.
What did I tell y'all I was gonna do last week or last time we recorded?
Coop will say he gonna do something one time, and then you won't bring it up ever again, and he be like, Just kind of like with school. He was
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say,
I told you I was in school, and we was like, bro, you brought that up one time. Y'all, what did Coop say he was gonna do? Do y'all remember?
See, what I'll tell you, nobody listens to me.
I'm concerned now.
job.
He quit.
Did you?
Yes, I put my 2 weeks in, bro.
Oh snap!
What?
My manager was pissing me off. I said, I don't need this job. I'm like, I don't think you understand. I do not need this job.
What baby girl? Chris. Everybody hates
My
Chris.
girl got two jobs. No, man. So, I can talk about it now. I don't work there anymore. But so, my company was getting acquired by another company.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you talked about this.
The acquisition fell through. Okay.
That boy sound grown.
So,
That was it. The acquisition.
so then they come. They come in. They have a meeting with us. The not the CEO, but like the president comes into the office because some news got leaked that wasn't supposed to get leaked.
Yeah.
And they made a big report. So he comes to the office to have individual meetings with us. And basically, they sold a part of the company, which is all of our license. But we're a company that needs license to function, right?
But they sold it.
They sold the license.
Going downhill.
Right. And so she's like, I know this is she's basically saying this is above y'all's level of understanding. So it's like, think about it as we sold the house, but we still have all the furniture.
Baby, where we gonna put the
I
furniture?
don't like that analogy.
And I said, how long can furniture last without a house?
Just out here in the snow.
And then somebody's like, let me put it this way. They're like, how long can we survive without our license? It was basically the same question. And she basically answered the question without answering the question. She's like, I wouldn't worry about that because I'm sure we're going to sell before we get to
that
have
point.
any issue. Yeah. Whatever. So this already happened. Now I got a new manager that came into the office, but she's trying to implement her way of doing work instead of doing the system that we already have in place.
Yeah, she's trying to shake the table.
But we're going to get acquired. Supposedly we're going to get acquired. So why are we doing this?
Start new processes. When we gonna inevitably get new processes.
So anyway, she's started micromanaging this time and the other. So I put my 2 weeks in. I made a mistake, kind of made a mistake, but I didn't really care. So once I put my 2 weeks in, they automatically sent me my exit interview thing to fill out.
Like automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before your last day.
Before my last day.
Yeah.
But it did say, fill this out on your last day.
Coop
Don't give a damn.
Coop did not care, bro.
Yeah,
He did not care.
And I filled it out on the second day of my 2 weeks.
And you got 8 more days left.
What did they do?
So I was fine. So I filled it out on a Monday.
What did you say? On a level of 1 to 5.
I don't think I said. I didn't say
What is
anything.
his rating scale?
Because I wanted to see, like, were
I'll
you
tell you
just
exactly
like,
what I said.
okay.
I said, I love the company. I said, I don't think that I'm going to be a fit in the way that management is going. It's a lot of micromanagement going on and a lot of unnecessary processes. And I don't think that I belong here anymore. I said, but I do love the company. I have nothing but love for the company.
That wasn't that bad.
Did they counter?
No.
Has anyone had a job where they try to counter?
Like,
Keep you?
Yeah, I've had that. I thought that's what they were going to do.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's usually the last ditch. It's like, hey,
So I ain't gonna lie. My last job before I started my new job, after I told my boss what I made, that man said, "Good luck, my boy." Because right before he told me, he said, "Always give us the opportunity to try to keep you."
Right.
I told that man how much I made. He said, "Good luck, bro.
Yeah, we ain't got it.
We ain't got it."
So anyways, so that happened. So they ended up letting me go like 3 days after I did my exit interview early. But then I was going to New York the next day, so I was happy. It didn't
Okay, so
didn't
that
matter.
worked out,
It
yeah.
didn't matter either way.
Yeah.
I was ready to go. So yeah, I
You
ended
have
up
another job lined up?
no. I paid off all my stuff and then I've been saving money. I kind of had it in the back of my mind ever since the manager came.
oh yeah, you knew it was coming.
One thing about Coop, he gonna store some nuts for like a squirrel, bro. He gonna store. Coop gonna store some nuts, bro.
Yeah, so
for a rainy day.
So what my plan is to just double up on my classes in the summer and then try to get everything done faster.
Because y'all forgot this man was in school.
About to be full time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Gonna be with the backpack.
Not a
jazz
student.
floor.
Not a student.
Not being the old man in the room. No. But so then we're flying out to New York, but I guess God decided he wanted to slow us up a little bit and send a couple tornadoes down or whatever.
In Texas?
Y'all got caught in that?
On Thursday.
We were at
that Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, when they hit?
Yes.
So they grounded everything, right?
Grounded everything. So we're supposed to leave at 5. They ended up pushing it back to 8, then 9, then 10, then canceled our flight.
Dang.
So did y'all come home?
No, listen.
I'm enthralled.
So we're at Fridays in the airport getting hammered.
Getting hammered.
There's this white lady there. We're talking to her. She's like, "Oh, my husband's a pilot," and she's like, "I was like, dang, they canceled me." She's like, "Oh, my husband's a pilot." She's like, "Call them."
What?
She's like, because I was going up to the front, right? And they're like, "Oh, there's nothing we can do." She's like, "No, call them." I call them. They get me on a secret flight.
Wait.
Who'd you call?
Whoa.
I called American Airlines.
You called the airline.
Yes. They made a whole nother plane that wasn't supposed to leave. They made a whole nother flight.
After the weather had calmed down.
After the weather. Okay. So we left at I want to say 10:50 or something. I landed in New York at 2:30 in the morning.
That's
Wait, got on a secret flight.
Wait. Boy, y'all could have came up missing.
A secret.
Manifest, bro. What if it would have been a part of some
Flight 828.
This might not even be Coop.
Clone.
This might be a clone, bro.
Was the flight full?
No. So I was trying to change the flight through the app, and the last flight was full. So it was like, you can book a flight for tomorrow.
For the
basically.
next day, yeah.
Booked the flight I went up to the front desk, book a flight to tomorrow. I call them. We have a flight going out at 10:50. You have the last seat. That's what they told me. Basically, they didn't want to tell nobody.
They didn't want people
for
to know.
whatever reason, which is weird. But they had already sent so many people home. I feel like they're didn't want to call them back.
And it can cause chaos, especially at the gates.
Because let me find out that it's a secret flight, and I wasn't on there, and I've also been here at the same time this man been here.
Yeah.
I'm raising already.
So there's maybe the middle row of the plane was basically empty.
That was it?
Yeah. So there's 2 people. Basically, the whole plane was first class. There's 2 people on every row.
That's lit.
It.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel that certain people have these type of life hacks?
That's
she just rolled
And
that
you
off
would
the
have
tongue.
and you would have never know that if
I was
that
ready
woman
to
had
go
never said nothing to you.
I was ready to go home, bro. I was like, I'll just get a flight early in the morning.
This lady doesn't look like us, does she?
No, she's Caucasian.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, he said it's white lady.
I know, but it's
Says
just
the white
like
lady.
Yeah.
they just have that level of access. Hey, I thought she was talking about call the pilot. Hey, I got the number.
Oh no, she was like, call American Airlines. They'll get you on a flight.
I'm glad that worked out in your favor. Mm-hmm. Instead of some weird going on, my husband has his own.
watch too many Jordan Peele movies, bro.
Whoa. You can come hang on our plane. Whoa, lady. I'm glad that worked out. So you make it. Y'all make it.
I made it
2:30.
2:30 in the morning. So I was supposed to hit up JJ when I landed, but
It was
2:30 in the morning. But then we go to New York and had a great time for my brother Loso's birthday, man.
Yeah, I saw you, big tipsy.
That boy Loso's living different. I just want to let y'all know.
Let me know how he living.
You can see the Statue of Liberty from his crib.
From his spot?
Yeah,
Oh, he lit.
from his crib.
Y'all hiring?
Are they hiring?
Y'all hiring?
You need to apply, bro.
Put y'all 2 weeks in.
Nah, hold on.
But yeah, we had a good time, bro. Surprisingly had some great, no offense, because everybody kept getting offended when I told them this in New York. Some great, Southern cooking.
I can see why that would be.
I feel like every cuisine is good in New York.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because it's such a melting pot.
Right.
It's so many cultures there.
Did you have a lot of, I was going to say urban food, but not urban food.
No, it was soul food, bro. I went to Harlem and had some soul food, and it was better than a lot of food I've had down here.
I guess not everybody stayed in the South.
Was
Some
it like a
people
hole in the
fled
wall
to the
or
north.
like a true
No, this
establishment?
place
A lot
was
of
a
people
brunch.
did.
Some
Like,
people
they
fled
were
to the
lit.
north.
They did migrate.
They fled to the north and they took them recipes.
I would live in Harlem.
Okay.
I liked it that much.
Coop loves New York City. Do you think your wife would ever, if you were like, I want to move up
She
here?
said she'll live there too.
I
Really?
can see her flourishing there.
Yeah. She said I would live here. I said I would live here too.
Well, you ain't got no job, but she a nurse. Y'all can live anywhere.
You don't think that the congestion and the activity of the city would get to you? Because you more laid back?
I think I would have to have my own space, but there's pockets.
Right.
Like you don't have to.
Where you're not in the city.
Like I want to say, even like in Queens, you can have like a house technically, like outside boroughs or whatever. So I think I would be fine as long as I got my own space. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can always push the limits of the city. Like we always talk about New York City, and
Right.
there's so much more.
There's so much more outside of New York. Just like we
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
little cities like Grand Prairie or like these little cities in between. You don't have to necessarily stay in in Dallas.
Right.
You can stay in these little cities in between. So I figure it's like that a little bit, right?
Yeah, because even like on my trip, even though we were there for 8 days, there was really only one day we were in the city.
Right.
Outside of that, we were like in the surrounding.
And you think about it, like if these are small cities, they have everything you need. They got stores, they have shopping places. So unless you really need to go to New York City, you don't have to go to New York City.
And I'll say I know that it's true because remember how I was like on vacations, I don't like to stay 3 days.
Yeah.
I never like ready to go home when I'm in New York. I never like, oh, I'm ready to go home.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, I like
That's
it
a
here.
good vacation.
But how long were you there?
I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh,
But that's a long time.
Yeah, I was straight. I could have
Yeah,
stayed there.
and you were with good people.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that helps make it.
I was gonna say having a good tour guide
Yeah.
will definitely enhance your experience.
Yep. So that's all I got, man. New York is my city, man. So that's home away from home.
New York. That's
I'm about
what's
to
up,
lose
man.
both of y'all to New York.
Yeah, they about to be gone. Ain't no more podcasts.
What's up with y'all, man?
Justin, what you been on?
So, man, series of unfortunate events. Y'all are always, when y'all are traveling, something's always happening to me. So I'm chilling at the house during spring break, air quotes, something, because Kim is off. I'm typically, since I work from home, I don't go out that much.
Right.
So my car is pretty stagnant. I go out one day, try to turn over my car. I hear the loudest roar ever. I have an older car, so I'm used to like doing a little bit like vibration or whatever.
Swan
It just
song.
Blares out, and I'm like,
we know what that is.
Like a smoker's cough.
I didn't know if I was about to blow up. Like I've never felt like this before.
Whoa! What it sound like?
I can't even do it. It was like 5 motorcycles together type thing. So a couple of days before, I had went outside in my complex, and there happened to be a police officer like in the parking lot. He was talking to somebody else, and he had asked me like, "Hey, is there anything wrong with your car?" And I was like, "Nah, like everything's fine."
No.
Yeah.
I've never met somebody that this happened to. Oh my gosh, because your car still runs. Okay, finish the story.
Yes. So actually, that was the weekend that JJ went out of town. So
Yeah.
I went to go pick up the Josephs, and I was like, "Hey, do you hear anything wrong with my car? Do you see anything wrong with my car?" I was just checking, like, get a
And
second opinion.
it did sound a little loud.
It sounded a little loud, but
Well, just the car naturally loud.
Yes, my car's naturally
It's
loud.
naturally loud, but it sounded louder than it naturally
Wow.
But we
was.
checked.
We looked under the.
We looked
under.
everywhere. Yeah.
Bruh, when you came over that day, had it already happened?
I don't know.
Because I was like, dang. I was like, his car sounded like a race car.
It could have been.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Oh, wait. That was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dang. I was like, I know you don't have a muffler delete or anything on his car.
Yes.
Like, I was very
no modifications. Try to keep everything
No,
as
okay,
is.
just to tell the people because we figured it out.
So yeah, so when I turned my car over, like I said, super loud roar, and I'm like, okay, I don't know much about cars, but something is missing here. So yeah, I look under my car, and there's a huge gap now.
Oh my gosh,
The
bro.
catalytic converter.
They got you,
him, bro.
Yeah.
They got him.
That makes me nervous, bro, because you hear about it all the time.
I told you about my coworker.
You did.
Was it a truck or a car for him?
It was a car for her.
I mean, it's one of the things you hear about. I was like, but
I never
it's
thought it would happen to me.
Why is it going to happen to me type of thing? I'll be chilling.
And you know what's weird? Like your car will still run. So to Justin's point,
Yeah.
Justin's still driving the car. Like it just sounds louder. Your car still runs.
So from then, I tried to like take it out the parking lot type thing. started shaking.
Oh man.
And I was just like, it sounded like my car kept on backfiring.
Baby shake syndrome.
Yeah. So like, dang, like this is not good.
Did you tell the apartment?
I did. So I went to talk to my complex. I filed a police report.
Oh man.
All the mundane stuff.
Happen.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. They asked me if I saw the person.
What?
If I saw the person, like I wouldn't be talking to you right
If
now.
I saw somebody stealing my catalytic converter.
Yes.
I'm gonna put my car in the garage.
Facts.
So yeah, I went through that whole process. But I mean, luckily, one of the blessings, insurance. This is when insurance comes into play.
Right.
They take care of it.
Yeah, paid the deductible, knocked it all out type thing. Ended up with a rental. They towed it out, all that type of stuff.
Did they pay for the cover?
So when I went and talked to them, when I went to go pick it up, I was like, hey, is the cover, is like serial number, all that stuff documented? And they said that everything's good.
No, I'm talking about like the protection. You can buy the protective.
Yeah. So
Oh,
when I went to talk to the collision place,
Like the cage? For
yeah,
the
like the cage for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the cage looks like.
It should just be like a metal thing, a flat metal plate under your car now.
Yeah. So when I picked up from the collision place, I was like, hey, like, have you taken any additional measures? Like, you got the serial number, all that type of stuff? Because I think there's supposed to be some level of like, granted with the serial number, they can they can track it, but it's like they're supposed to be like blocking some levels of sales. But you take it to the
That's
chop shop,
wild.
it is what it is. But yeah,
That's wild.
I'm a victim.
He's a victim.
That's crazy, bro, because people
That's
just
so
keep getting away
wild.
with it.
Yeah, and there's no real solution for it. I didn't even when I got it taken to
I didn't
collision
think it
place,
was going to be one of us.
Yeah.
How long did it take them to fix your car? Because you're in your car tonight, right?
Yeah. It was like 3 days. They had to go. They just got it from another shop.
That's
But
crazy.
when I was talking to them, it was like your car is kind of older, so I don't get why they would want your.
Why would they want that?
Yeah,
Not have sneak distance.
that's
Bro,
fine.
hey y'all, we ain't never seen them steal one from a car this old. Hey Gerard, yeah, he in that 1998.
do we know what they're doing? Are they not melting them down for like the material, or are they just
It's
using
something
them?
in them
Yeah,
that they
there's
want.
Copper or
in there.
something, right?
Yeah, it's
There's
something
some
in
metal.
them.
Yeah, some metal.
They're selling them.
So it wouldn't matter how old your car is, right?
I think it can still degrade over time.
Oh, okay.
So like it's not as precious as the newest one.
I got you.
Dang, bro, that's wild.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Series of unfortunate events.
It is. And then the last day when I was going to go pick up my car, I ended up having to take an Uber to get to the collision spot. Random sketchy Uber. Like, I usually don't ride Uber because I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
This lady on the Uber, for one, looked nothing like her profile picture.
See, that's creepy.
She, Uber, you can see them pull up and all this other thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm at the Enterprise. She can't seem to make it into the Enterprise.
You just see her on the map.
I just see her circling over and over. Third time I try to call her, she doesn't answer. And now when she pulls up, I'm like, okay, this is the right person because
Right.
something's not adding up.
Now
Right.
I always look at you. Always got to look at that
License plate.
I always look at
Yeah.
the license plate before I get in.
And some of them I'm the 2-factor where you got to like give them the code and all that stuff. So this one didn't. She has a baby in the front seat.
Oh no.
What you mean?
Bro,
What do you mean by
remember
that?
when we went to Miami?
Yes.
Oh no.
It just run into sketchy things.
Were you with us?
I wasn't with y'all.
No, it was just yeah.
Bro, we went to Miami and we had to catch an Uber from the airport, and we had our Uber driver pick us up. First of all, he didn't speak English.
Miami.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even trying to get
He spoke certain words in
he
English.
just speak certain words, but even just trying to get him to the location, we're communicating in Spanish, like in the text message in Spanish. He pulls up, baby in the front,
Yes.
and it's
That's
like,
wild.
and it's like 1 or 2 a.m.
It was
maybe.
it was like 2 a.m.
Is that legal?
He said don't
So
stop no
that's the
money.
thing with
I don't
Ubers
know.
now. It's super sketchy. I think anybody and everybody can do it now.
It don't take much to sign up
Yeah.
to be an Uber driver.
There's no level of validation. So yeah, baby in the front. I hop in the back seat. There's no seatbelt. The seatbelt doesn't have the
No,
clip.
Justin, you No.
I'm trying to get to my car. This is the last step before I get to my car.
You might not make it. Yeah, because bro, I'm canceling because seatbelts are too important. Nah.
Yes, and then she pulls up the address, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is the direction I was already going," type thing. And I was like, "All right, cool. Why are you talking to me?" But
Ma'am, it says I don't want to talk.
yeah, like you just gotta follow the GPS. While we're going to it, she's like, "Oh, GPS is taking me a different way."
No, it ain't. Take it the way it say go.
I was like, just follow it. She's like, "Yeah, it's not usually the way I go." I'm like, just follow it. We should not be talking right now.
Yeah.
Justin, she's trying to traffic.
I
you.
guess so.
Which way did she go?
She followed the GPS.
Okay.
So I also have mine up too.
Okay.
I ain't got no seatbelts. I can hop out.
Justin, bro, that's dangerous, dog.
Yeah.
You should report her because
Did you rate her?
Nah, I was just so happy.
a 1-star, bro.
To be here.
Yeah,
Just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
We'll be trying to
Seatbelt-
ask you a bunch of questions after now.
Seatbelt's too important, dog.
But yeah, I'm a survivor now. So
At least it's
I've been a
2
victim, now I'm a
times.
survivor.
Now you- At least there's a baby. If somebody pulls up with 2 grown men in the front, I'm not getting it. Though.
Oh yeah, no, for sure not.
The baby is questionable too, though.
And if that tent too dark,
I can understand a baby. Some people, you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, I mean,
What would you do if your son was at home crying all over the bedroom floor
because he's hungry? That's because
and the only way to feed him was to get in the Uber.
Loki, that's wild. Shorty said, sleep with a man for a little bit of money and his dad is gone.
That's all she could do. Just sleep with. That's the only way she knew how to make money.
Yeah.
She couldn't get a job. Couldn't do that.
Not you doing that for a 4 for 4.
Chill, bro. Chill. That's somebody's
I
life.
ain't trying to diss nobody, okay? I ain't trying to diss nobody. Hey y'all, so I'm 33.
March is birthday month.
33, bro. And then y'all know a couple things about me by now. I take off for my birthday. So I took off the whole week, bruh.
That's a new level.
I took off the whole week because that is a national holiday. I'm not working. So I took off the whole week.
I thought it was chilling.
Bro, chilling. And you know what? It made me realize, one, I don't know if I'm meant to work. Because the peace that I had that week, I can't join you. But the peace that I had that week, bro, was crazy. By that Sunday, I was just sitting. Olivia's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Bro, I got to go back to work tomorrow." Like the Sunday scares is what people call it. Has started to sink in. But it was a great week, bro. I caught up with so many people. Like I ended up hanging out with Coop one day.
Yep.
And I saw why he got fired.
He wasn't doing nothing.
Coop boss calls him,
He
bro.
got fired. Now he put it in 2 weeks. That's
Bro,
the real story.
I see why she fired this man. Now, granted, he already done put his 2 weeks in, but I'm sitting over here, then we chopping it up.
She had the nerve to call
His
me.
manager calls him. Coop is visibly and from an auditory perspective, he's like being short, like he's irritated. I can tell he's irritated. She don't care. She's still talking to this man. She tells him to send something. Coop is like, all right, I'm gonna send it. But while we end up sitting in the living room on the couch, I said, Coop, you ain't gonna send the thing for your boss? He talking about, oh, I've logged out for the day. This woman literally needed it to do some type of report. We have left.
Not my problem.
Bro, this man said, we done said it's now 2 hours later. We in the living room cackling. I said, bro, you ain't gonna send your boss that thing? He's talking about, oh no, I signed out.
She got
I
it in the
logged out.
morning.
So saw why he was fired. Hung out with my boy Brian. Shout out to Brian, Eat Greedy Fitness. Me and him caught some food and just got an opportunity to catch up. Also caught up with my boy Kane. He out at Harvard doing some big things. Black at Harvard.
Harvard.
So, yeah, he at Harvard. So it ended up being a week where I was just able to like legit just kick it with people. And it just made me realize, bro, being off from work for a week, that was the first time that I had been off that long, probably since I started working, like as a professional.
It's needed.
And it's needed, bro. And I didn't even think about it until, so normally I'll take off a couple days, like 3 days, maybe like 2 days. And my coworker kind of was like, she was like, bro, when you're taking off them little couple of days, it'll never give you an opportunity to like legit shut off and quit worrying about work. She was like, yo, them 3 days.
Transition days.
Yeah. Them 3 days, you still kind of worried about work. And after taking off, I was off from the Friday before to the next Friday. So I was out 8 working days, bro. And it was incredible.
How long did it take you to like actually get to a point where you felt like you were off? Like you weren't thinking about
So
work,
probably
you
by
just
Wednesday. Because, you know, I'm still checking my emails a little bit. Like my coworkers were covering from me. I'm still like answering questions and stuff like that. But by Wednesday, I was like, for the rest of this time, I'm not looking at my email. Like I'm not I'm not worried about it. And so I had that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days, still technically 5 days. And bro, it was just restorative. It really was restorative. Which was good. It was a great way to end the
that's
week.
Much needed for you.
Yeah, bro, it was good. And I set some other boundaries that week. I didn't really have as much to do. Like my schedule kind of was like free for the most part. And yeah, that's how I went to bring in 33. So unfortunately, 33, I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because wifey was sick. The vid got her.
Dang.
Had my baby out, bro. But I also knew all these other people who also had COVID. So it just made me realize that COVID is like still a thing for real.
It's still very much.
It's still very much a thing. And so Olivia had it, and she quarantined for like 7 days. So during my birthday, she still technically was on quarantine. And I was like, dang, what I'm finna do for my birthday? And she was like, babe, still go through with the plans. So
What was the plans?
To go see Creed. oh, chill out.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Chill out.
Got to see
No.
We ain't letting the vid stop us.
Nah. Also, I got a 3-year streak going on, so I wasn't letting nothing ruin that.
What you
What
mean by
kind of
that?
streak?
COVID, fool. Like, I've never had
Still
COVID.
trying to figure out the plan.
I've never had COVID. So when Olivia tested positive, I was like, get in that room, baby. I'll see you in 10 days.
Dang.
And yeah, bro. So just making sure wifey was good, like looking out for her, getting her stuff that she needed, and thankfully
Still working.
And I never caught it.
Right.
I never caught COVID, bro. And so for my birthday, I went to go see Creed. Went to go see a solo dolo, and I'm glad I did, bro. I wasn't trying to sit next to Olivia and these jokers over here swole. Bro, she looking at me like, why you ain't swole like Michael B. and Jonathan? But bro, it was a great movie.
It really was.
Like, it was a great movie. And I ain't gonna lie, I went into it like, is this gonna be a good movie? Like, I've seen the other two Creeds and they were great. They were good movies. But like, from a cinema perspective, this was definitely like my favorite one.
And this is the one that Michael B. Jordan directed.
He directed and acted in it, bro. Double time.
And Rocky's not in it at all.
Yeah, Rocky's not in it. And so
that's
now
a whole drama in itself.
So now they've spurred into this whole Creed universe.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we ain't even that started us, but we good on him. And now we're going into more movies like telling out this story. But it was just good, bro. So did y'all see the movie?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Nah.
I think 3 out of 4.
Justin pisses me off because I
Nah.
wrote in the chat, I said, everybody go see Creed so we can talk about it. So if you have not seen it, sorry.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a couple weeks though. It's been like 3 weeks, bro. If you ain't seen it by now,
It's still in theaters.
or if you ain't even watched it on bootleg,
The trailers tell you the whole story.
it really does.
That's
So
what I said. But I got pushback.
I did. I gave him pushback. So what was your favorite part of the movie? So ultimately, the whole idea was, and if you've seen the trailer, you know this. Adonis grows up. He has a friend, his homie. They grew up together. The friend was older, who ends up playing Jonathan Majors, kind of took him under his wing. He was a boxer, ends up kind of getting into some trouble, going off to jail. He locked up what, like 18, 20 years?
18.
Something crazy
He
like
said 18.
that.
He just came back from 18.
Yeah, just 18. He's 18, a little 18. He gets out, goes to go find Adonis. Now Adonis is that guy, right? Like, we've seen it. This man is the champ. And essentially you just see the journey of them, of Adonis helping him, and then him saying, I'm coming back for everything that's supposed to be mine. And you just see that play out on camera, bro. It was fantastic.
It was great. Very emotional.
It was emotional.
emotional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not like crying emotional. Did you cry?
Right,
you trying to
talk
belittle
about-
it.
Actually, I think I cried.
I think I wanted to cry.
For real? What? So I'm intrigued now.
What part did I
What
cry
parts?
The mom?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That I think that's when I cried. Seeing
Y'all have a heart?
You know
what? To that point, when I seen that and I saw Michael B. Jordan cried, I was like, damn, I'd be crying too.
Did y'all cry because it was written well or directed well?
It was, bro. I think it was written well, and the acting was good.
The acting was good.
Like the acting,
I will say
was really good.
I thought it was directed well and it was written well. I do feel like that it felt like too short to me.
Oh, like
Really?
you wish it was longer?
It felt like it just like
They
it
got
was,
to the plot
fast
quick.
paced.
yeah, like
They got to the plot quick.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be maybe not slower, but
How do you
like,
stress that storyline?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like it is what it is.
Well,
Dude
things
gets
just-
out of jail.
So
he
when,
wants
dude,
to
when he
fight.
got out of from the point from when he got out of jail to when they fought, I think things just happened really quickly.
It was
I think it was
over.
a good movie though.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why-
yeah, for sure.
I'm saying I think that's why it went so fast. 'Cause I don't think it was a short movie,
It wasn't a short movie.
but just that time that
It
I
just
don't know,
felt
y'all.
like-
2 hours is technically considered a short movie these days. Most movies be pushing about 3 hours. This movie
That's
was
only
legit
Wakanda.
2 hours.
Marvel. Yeah.
Nah, Avatar.
Yeah, and the movies are pushing more
Like
to
movies
to 3.
push more to even
Two
two
is
and a
like the
half.
average, yeah.
This movie was 2:15 with like 20 minutes
it
of
was
previews.
197.
Okay, DJ.
It
You think our
Finish-
attention span for that type of stuff is
Finish your
longer
thoughts.
because of binge watching stuff? Because before like the Titanic was like a long movie, right?
Yeah. I think the powerhouses we talking about, like Marvel struck it, Avatar.
Yeah.
They stretched it. So it's like, all right, those kept us engaged. So that became more of the standard. Superheroes became more of the standard. But yeah, I think binge watching too, like you're used to kind of just sitting in
Sitting
one
there
place
for 3-4 hours.
to get whatever plot you want out of it type thing.
I think the entertainment value too. It was such a good movie that it's like you're not caught up in the time.
Right.
You're just watching the movie.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I think it was good because ultimately it showed like two different stories, right? You had one person who was kind of fighting against his past, and then you had somebody else fighting for his future.
Yes.
Like trying to find significance in a world that for the most part, he probably felt like he was thrown away. Like, and I would argue that most men kind of feel like that. If you've been in the system or in and out of the system, you're still trying to find your significance. So I thought that dynamic was really good, and it just played out well just in terms of the fight. What was your favorite part, Coop?
Dang, I want to say the end, but I don't want to give. We already said spoilers, right?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. At the end of the movie, man, because like you said, it was two different stories. So like Jonathan Majors he was basically the whole time he blamed his downfall on Creed, kind of.
Yeah.
But at the end,
He
of
failed to accept responsibility.
he failed to accept responsibility until the end of the movie, when
Right.
they sat down and had a conversation. And he realized, that wasn't your fault. It's just something that happened in life.
Yeah.
Gives us different cards, basically. So I really like the end of the movie.
And it was good just seeing that. So there's a part at the end where like even they pushed all that aside. Like it was almost like they had this huge fight, and then at the end of the day, they still kind of went up to each other and was like, "Yo, bro, I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. All of this played out like that." And
Isn't that the basis of all the creeds?
I mean, he was thrown away.
Yes, the movie's so simple, Justin.
Dang, Justin be I wouldn't be Adonis.
Wait. Also, for the last trick question, did he lose a fight?
Creed?
Yeah.
He has before.
No, I'm saying in this movie, he always loses one.
No, he didn't lose.
Nah, he
he
didn't
comes
lose.
out of retirement.
Okay.
He comes out of
That-
retirement.
He only had one fight in this one.
He's like Mayweather.
Creed only fights once, but there's
Yes, but you were talking
yeah.
about Creed, right?
There's
Yeah.
3 fights. No, he has 2 fights in the movie.
Jonathan Majors has two
His
fights.
last fight, he retires, then he unretires.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right.
Well, I would say for Creed 3 though, one of the things I appreciate is the level of complexity, like the layers of complexity in the journey for like juxtapositioning Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. So I feel like it's relatable, especially as black men. Like it's relatable to a story of like you can relate to either one character or the other,
Right.
in some form or fashion. So there's just the constant like tension of you feel kind of for Jonathan Majors, who ends up going to jail, and then it's like the contemplation of like, yo, I had this life, 18 years of my life was gone. I'm back. I still want to live this dream. I'm out here grinding and gunning for it. Then you got Michael B. Jordan, who's also now, to your point, like reminiscing and reflecting on like, dang, this is a scenario that I kind of let I let the ball drop as far as like the responsibility I may be owed to this individual, and just like you could see the dilemma playing out in the characters. I appreciate that level of complexity.
And to that point, bro, I think everybody can kind of just kind of agree with this. Have y'all ever just had people in y'all life that y'all were just trying to save? Like homies where you just felt like this responsibility to like just try to help you just reach that place, like just help you into a better position. And sometimes you can do that to your own detriment. And it was dry. It literally
most times I would say.
I was gonna say, does anybody have a success story?
I'm still trying to work on Dante.
See that? See, you just pissed me off.
You gotta fight now.
Well, we know who's gonna win.
I think there's different levels of success, but most of the times you end up hindering your own success.
Yeah, and it could be even different degrees of it. Like you got the homie who just maybe out here just wild, and then you like, hey bro, like we need to calm down. Like we just need to do it. Or guys that I knew from like younger who just ended up in the system, and it's like
different paths.
Yeah, and it's just like, dang, bro, like I wanted more for you, and then you come across them, or you might see them somewhere, and it's like, hey, bro, how you been? And they sharing, yeah, bro, I kind of been, in and out, and now you feel like you got to put a cape on and save them. And I think Creed just kind of showed how one you want to help a brother, but it can be to your own detriment. And I think that was kind of.
You think that's the end resolution? You think people walked away from that as far as like I can't save everybody?
I would hope that people did, or be able to recognize that like you can't fully take responsibility for somebody's life.
Sorry.
No, that's all I had to say.
How do you decipher when it's time, appropriate time to help? Or what's appropriate help for a friend that you see struggling?
I think you have to see them like helping themselves first.
So like in the movie Creed, like his trainer basically, which was Wood Harris.
Wood Harris.
Yeah. He was like, don't do this. You don't owe him. You don't owe him anything.
The whole time. The whole time.
That's me.
That definitely is Justin. But he's a bad apple.
But basically, he's just bringing him into the training club, whatever. So I was like, what's the big deal about him doing that?
Well, he also said he's showing you who he is.
Yeah, he got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, he said
he's like, he's showing you who he is. Believe him.
See the trailer.
He's showing you who he is. Putting the movie together. But I can relate. For me personally, I can relate more to Michael B. Jordan because I feel like in the movie, his character had a difficult time of letting go of the past.
Right.
And so it's like the past is influencing and impacting the decisions he's making today. And he's holding on to whatever the shame, the guilt is from the past. Now he's making those decisions. Like even thinking about it, why does he even have to come out of retirement? Because of the past. Like how
he let somebody
bring
him out of character.
So I think
from the top belt to be like,
the reflection from the movie for me was like how much of a factor does your past play into the decisions you make today?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's big. That's definitely big. And if you don't check your pride, you literally will come down from where you are to try to meet somebody where they at. What you fight for a championship. What you fight for a championship that's already yours. Because somebody wanted to. Is
that a word?
Bro, he might have ate. Bro, it's already yours, and you allowing your pride because in the movie you just see Jonathan Majors just basically picking on him, calling him a runner. Like, there was a scene where like he was in an interview and Jonathan Majors called in and was like, "Bro, you always been scared," and so you got. Arguably in the movie supposed to be the best fighter in the world,
right?
And now you over here spending your time because pride. You ain't check your pride. Now you coming down from where you are. Got to go through all these loops and get back in shape and all this to prove
what? Like what are you out here?
You're already
the
champ.
You already the champ.
Simple. You should just listen to Ice Spice.
What she say?
How can I lose if I already chose?
We've gone downhill and we start quoting Ice Spice.
That's funny. I think the one other good thing or one other thing that was very relatable for me was Michael B. not letting his wife maybe not opening up fully to his wife about
Right.
what his issue was. I don't
Right.
remember the resolve in that.
He ended up
He ended up talking to her.
yeah. He ended up telling her the past, but it took the situation with his mom. It took the mom situation for him to say, all right, I'm already vulnerable, so let me go tell you the truth.
Was that Felicia Rashad?
Yeah.
She always
It's-
be talking sense.
And so the crazy thing is he's going the whole movie and she's like, Creed, why do you like this dude comes out of Creed living his best life. Homie comes out of jail, comes back into his life. Now Creed got a chip on his shoulder. He acting, he's literally unraveling.
Yeah.
He's literally unraveling.
Yeah.
And his girl looking at him like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like all of a sudden this dude that came back in the picture and you're literally unraveling. And it was because he had to deal with his past.
I don't know if this is something we talked about on here, but it's either something we talked about or something I was listening to, but it was talking about how we as individuals, we can be perfectly fine,
Right.
From a mental standpoint, mental emotional standpoint, or we can appear as being like all together. And then we can have a trigger, something that happened like 14, 15, 20 years ago that all of a sudden unearths like these challenges that you're navigating,
And traumas.
these traumas that you never knew even existed.
Right.
And you can be living with somebody for 10 plus years and all of a sudden now that
one thing
has
like,
happened
yeah.
and you don't know how to deal with it. And I feel like that's what was playing out is
It kicked his foundation from underneath
he
him.
forgot, he hadn't thought about it.
He had moved on, bro. It's been 18 years.
He didn't
now-
recognize him.
And
Yeah.
then resurface and he don't know how to process it. And I think you got to see that in the movie. Like, how does this play out?
Bro, that was a good movie.
One of the other things I appreciated is the fact that they showcase his child with a disability.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I appreciate that level of like, you don't usually see that.
Life ain't always perfect.
in
Didn't
movies.
the mom have a disability?
I'm sick of them.
Bro, she ain't been deaf yet. Kuko say, why she ain't deaf already?
Oh yeah, she was losing it.
She was losing in the first one. She's still singing and stuff in the second, in the third one. Nah,
That's why she had to stop the show.
no, she's done. She's done.
but to your point though, I do think that's inspiring, right?
Yeah.
Like to see, I'm sure that was inspiring to some kid who saw it. Like,
yeah.
oh wow, I can be an actress, and so I think that was dope. They made her a big part of the storyline. Like the
She a
daughter
villain?
was. She low-key was a villain in one part, bro. So, I mean, we done spoiled it already. The daughter kind of gets in some trouble. And what we see is what I think we end up seeing with a lot of couples is you start to have a difference in how you want to handle discipline in your kid. So in the movie, Michael B. Adonis. Yo, the daughter kind of gets some trouble. She's getting bullied and she responds back with violence. And I feel like most fathers are like, hey, if somebody put their hands on you, you need to meet them where they are. And wifey, Tessa Thompson was like, no, that's not what she should do. And so ultimately, you see this conflict of them and how they should discipline their child. And then it just made me think of something that Coop said. That Coop sent us. So like most friends, we share memes.
Often.
It's our love language. And Coop sent one thing to our group, and that scene kind of made me think about it. He said 6 things that are normalized in black parenting that can cause mental health issues in black children: beating your child, insulting your child, forcing your child to do things, yelling at your child, threatening to kill or harm your child. I brought you in this world, I can take you out, and not apologizing. And it just kind of made me just think about just how can disciplining your child kind of drive a wedge between two parents if you have two different opinions about how you think it should happen.
2 different parenting styles.
Wait. How did Creed do it?
Creed.
Low-key, you know what? Low-key, Creed went behind his wife's back and taught his daughter how to fight. Even when she blatantly said, I don't think that's the way we should handle it. And that man said, shh, keep this between us.
Secrets in the household.
Yeah, so low-key.
We don't see what the fruit of that was.
Yeah, we don't see the fruit
how
of
that
that.
manifested. But
Oh, she didn't actually fight?
Nah.
Not
But
again. She didn't have to.
Creed 4.
you went to Creed 4.
she gonna be in the ring.
But yeah, so in that decision, he made a decision. Forget what my wife said. This is what I'm not gonna even put my daughter in trouble. I'm gonna even teach her how to fight.
And prior to that, they kind of had the conversation about Tessa wanted to discipline or to parent from the style of like raising her emotional intelligence.
Oh,
Right.
so parenting.
She wanted, So she wanted to like
Gentle.
teach her how to handle and manage her emotions.
Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan was like, she needed to know how to fight.
Yeah.
I think they're both right.
I think it's both.
I think in most households, I feel like both parents kind of do their. I know it's supposed to be a unit, but each parent kind of has their own style of how they go about things. I don't know
can
how
see that.
y'all's experience has been.
Yeah.
I can tell you about mine.
No. But you can't tell us about growing up. Did your parents have two different parenting discipline styles, or was it like a united front?
Nah, it was a united front. And actually, me and Gigi had a conversation about it too recently, and we just talked about parenting styles, right? Because like we have nieces and nephews, and so just kind of thinking about parenting styles. What does that look like for us? I feel like you said it can drive a wedge between parents.
Yeah, I think it can.
I think that if you're not on the same page from a parenting style, it will impact the child more than it will impact the parents.
Okay, I see what
So
you're
I think that there's an importance that we have to be on the same accord. So when we talked about it, granted, like we ain't got kids yet, but this is us talking about when we have kids, is that like if she's disciplining in one way, like we already have to be in agreement of how we want to discipline. But if she goes and she says something or I say something, I'm not going to contradict what she says, and she's not going to contradict
Especially
what
in front
I
of the
say.
kid.
Especially in front of the kids. Like we'll come from like a behind closed doors. We'll have this conversation, but making sure that we are united and we are on one front, because I think that the child picks up on everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so like that's the biggest impact on where that's going to be.
But naturally, normally I'll say, your mom's gonna be softer than your father as far as like things. Like you can go to your mom for certain things. You'll go to your mom for certain things. You go to your dad for certain things. And they'll react different type of ways type thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more where I was coming from, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important, bro, that you find somebody that y'all are kind of aligned with, because I think it can be trouble if y'all see two different things. Like if you have a person who believe in whooping their kids, and you got somebody who don't necessarily believe in whooping their kids,
Right.
I think that could be a problem long term. Because let me tell you about Dante Robinson. You're gonna get whooped around here. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Is Liv on the same page?
I don't care. I mean, she a pop. I'm talking about whoop.
Getting whooped.
Olivia will hit you with that pop. Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was whooped. Like I was whooped, and I'm the oldest. So I was the oldest kids ain't nothing but the stunt dummies. My mama tells me to this day, like, I didn't have patience when I had you. So I feel like I got way more whoopings than my sister ever did. Simply because my mama believed you want to be hard-headed, there's consequences.
Do y'all feel like whooping is more beneficial than it is non-beneficial? Like, are we whooping just because it's a learned behavior from slavery?
JJ's whole tone changed. We got a gentle parent over here.
I'm saying this because actually me and my
don't breathe. So send none of your future kids to my house.
No, this is what it is.
Uncle Dante Pop.
I'm asking because me and my sister had this conversation.
Really?
So, because we had a conversation, we were talking about like parenting and whooping and disciplining your children, and I said I wanted to whoop my children. My sister was like, she don't feel like that's necessary. Also, there's other ways to discipline, and there's no, like, anytime you hit a child, you are reinforcing them and telling them like hitting is okay, and you're sending them so many different messages by hitting and beating them. So I just posing that to y'all.
Oh my gosh, y'all want to always make everything deep. He talking about hitting and beat. It's a whooping.
I think it's a valid point. That's kind of where I'm at with it too. I'm like, is there a better way to go about this than hitting? Because that's the lowest level of reaction to me.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
to react by hitting somebody.
Because I'm gonna cry and then I'm gonna be all right.
I'm talking about even in conversation. If I get frustrated, the easiest thing for me to do is punch somebody in the face.
I'm right.
Instead of expressing or have the
Not me though.
I can hit Dante. But instead of talking through the issue or walking away, whatever, the easiest thing for me to do is to punch you in the face.
Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, I see the value in it, but I'm just saying, I was raised with whoopings, and I feel like I'm
saying, just because you were raised, do you have to then raise your child the same way?
I don't have no trauma because of it.
You don't?
I don't.
Not him.
That's interesting.
Like, I don't feel like I have any like hard hardened to my mom. I did things, and there's for every action there's a consequence.
Did you grow up fighting when you were younger?
I did. Oh my
Aggression
god!
manifested itself.
Oh my god!
Let me ask you this: who was the first person to ever hit you?
Probably my mom. Is that supposed to be bad? He thought he ate. Like, you trying to psychoanalyze me? Like, what is this? A therapy session? I mean, so that is one of the things that that I do think we should talk about, because I do think you get to a certain point where like it's not effective to hit your kid. Like, we don't hit Jaden, like, but I know if I take this TV, I take that phone, I take that iPad, like, that's going to do way more harm to her. But then I also feel like that's different because that's a girl. Bro, when I was 16, I'll never forget this. I don't even remember what I had said to my mom, but she felt disrespected, bro. Straight punched me in my chest, like
Caved your chest in.
caved my chest in, bro. Bro,
She was the first person to hit me and the last one to hit me. No one ever has touched me.
Bro, she caved my chest in, and I ain't gonna never forget this. I cried, and I don't know if I cried because the punch hurt or if I cried because my feelings were hurt. But either way, I was like, dang. But I also never like acted crazy again. So
As I said, the first and the last.
Not in front of her. You got sneakier.
oh, for sure. So I don't know, man. I Justin, you also have a teenage daughter.
Yes.
What is the most effective way of disciplining your child that you think works the best?
Yes, I mean, we learned early on, essentially, when she was younger, the popping was kind of like just immediate.
Right.
But to what we find out in parenting, like popping and pain stimulus only just teaches you what I need to do not to be in pain.
Right.
So it can go in different directions, especially if your child ends up growing and being stronger or like bigger. And like
Not your child whooping you.
but I mean, like a pain tolerance, because now
Right.
it's a battle on like how much pain I can inflict. So
Right.
I know that's reflecting back to even like my level of stories. Like, you know, men, when you're raising young men, that's part of the fear. Once your child gets a certain age,
He might can whoop me.
yeah, like you can punch him or whatever, but like he could also punch back.
Yeah,
And now,
yeah.
what's your secondary response? And that's what's like, all right, I should probably use words at this point. So
Definitely.
No, what
I
do you
remember my last whooping. I caught the belt, boy.
I think for me, I'm looking at it from a lens of like, when you're disciplining a child, what is the point of it? Like, are you like? I think of disciplining them to teach them a lesson. If I'm just hitting you or beating you, like, what lesson am I teaching you?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm 100% against whooping, but I'm
Right.
saying like, and I think this is where it goes to like, every child is different. You got to know your
Yeah, I
child.
agree.
So there's
I agree with
probably
that.
some that whooping may really work for, and there may be some children who is like, it ain't gonna do nothing for them.
Right.
That's
but
true.
like,
That's true.
Even if you are whooping or you revert to hitting or however you want to discipline the child, like talking through it and letting them know like what the reason is that you're disciplining them, I think is the biggest component of it.
Yeah, I
that's
think
true.
so. I think it depends. To your point, depends on the kid. Because some kids you can say, "I'm disappointed in you," and that really hurts them.
Yes.
And other kids, you gotta whoop them, bro. I got some little cousins though, where you try to connect the dots for them as to like why things happen the way they happen, and the synapses don't be firing. And so I think sometimes because the synapses don't be firing, I gotta put that fire on you.
Yeah.
So I really think it just depends on the kid. But I do think one of the things that you should ask early on, even if you're in the season of dating, is I think that's one of those important things that you have to solidify: money, and also do you want kids, and then if yes, how do you see yourself disciplining your children? Because if you are not on the same page with that, it definitely can end up.
It's more than just discipline, too.
Yeah.
So I got a Am I Tripping real quick.
Okay.
If y'all don't mind. Kiana loves scary movies.
right.
I don't watch scary movies.
Me
I
either.
wasn't raised watching scary movies.
yeah.
And because of that, I'm not scared. Kiana's scared.
Wait, she likes scary movies, but she's scared.
I'm saying she's scary in real life. Like her and her mom are both very scary in real life because they watch all. Well, her mom doesn't watch. She used to watch scary movies, but she watches a bunch of like the killer show,
true crime.
true crime, a lot of true crime. And so Kiana's like, "Oh yeah, Casey's gonna be my little scary movie buddy." I said, "I do not want my daughter watching scary movies."
Okay, so that's big.
Right?
Agreed.
So I'm
No,
like,
disagreeing on that. Yeah.
why would you want to put all this stuff to scare her in her mind, and now I gotta sleep in her room with her because she's scared?
Because low key, America's scary enough.
Am I tripping for not wanting my daughter to watch scary movies?
No, but I think that's to that point. I think even not even just movies, but also like, do y'all agree on the music that she listens to, bro? Because sometimes you get in the car with pops and pops playing gangster rap, and then you get in the car with moms and she playing gospel. It can be very confusing for a child, and I think that's also to your point, movies, like all types of media, but then also how you discipline. You should be on the same page about that.
Yeah, I think the bigger concern is like, how are y'all? What are you agreeing to allow to influence your child?
Right.
Because like the scary movie is an issue because of like the nature of the movie. Like it's negative in nature. It's showcasing all like negativity. It's showcasing scariness. It's showcasing like all of these violence or whatever the case may be. Like that's influential to whatever your child is. So music can be influential. Who your child hangs around is influential.
Right.
Like, all of these things is like, what's the censorship that we're going to have for the child? I think that is important to like be able to discuss. How do you handle that though when y'all are not on the same page?
Y'all tell me. I know what's gonna happen.
What?
Little sneaky.
She gonna do it when you're not around.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that. What if Casey's like, nah, that ain't me. Kiana ain't gonna force her to watch the movie.
So there is a level of flexibility when it comes down to like marriage and like building a family. Like there's no rule book to it.
Right.
So y'all can come to the table with your levels of like, this is what I expect and this is what you expect type thing. You can come down the middle, even on everything. But once you have your child, watching how your child reacts to things is going to change which sides it falls on.
Yeah.
So there is a level of like, hey, it's going to be some trial and error. This is your point. Key is going to try it at some point. Just like you're going to try some things with Casey when you have your time. There's also sometimes when you look back to your childhood, those are some of your bonding moments with your individual parents.
Yeah. That's very true.
It's a level of like being malleable and being flexible to say, all right, is this really going to benefit my child or not? Or, okay, I understand, I tried it, now let's move away from it.
Right.
And you just got to be your child favorite so she can tell on her mama.
This is fact. That's how it's gonna be.
Bro,
anyway.
one thing about Jaden, bestie.
She gonna let you know.
Jay gonna let me know. And she don't even be trying. We just be in the car. She be like, my mama wild. I'll be like, what she say? She said what?
Yeah.
She did what? So I think also, but I do think that's one of the things that you should be on the same page about. And before we end the pod, I want to say, Key probably one of the people that turn the lights off and run up the stairs because she's scared.
Exactly.
I know what it is.
Exactly. Throw the trash in the trash bin. For sure, bro.
So now it's time for my favorite part of the episode. It's time for the soundbite of the week. We always want to leave you with a little wisdom to help you be better in life. And this week is coming from the greatest producer in the world, Big KJB. So what is that?
Yeah. All right. This one is from Maya Angelou. I believe. I found it on social.
They can put anybody's name.
Yeah,
She didn't even say that.
take it up with her.
I didn't even say that.
So the quote is, "Every storm runs out of rain."
Oh.
I don't know who needs to hear that, but say it again.
Every storm runs out of rain.
Boy, that's a word.
I can really help you out.
Well, you don't know, boy.
That's a word. That's a word, bro. Somebody really needed to hear that. Storms don't last always.
To my old manager, it's gonna be all right.
Replace me, baby.
Can't freeze higher.
Oh man, bro. I appreciate y'all, bro. I'm glad to have all y'all back in one room.
Oh yeah, man.
It's good, man.
And back in Texas in one piece.
Yeah, man.
And we're so glad that y'all tapped into episode 69, bro. We can't thank you enough. Now, if you're listening to this, please, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating and review. That's how other people find out about the show. And also, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube already, what are you doing? Please go find us on YouTube at the Soundboard Podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. And also, share the episode when it drops with a friend. Lastly, bro, go follow us on Instagram, bro.
Yes.
Go follow us on Instagram at the Soundboard Podcast. That's the group page. And if you want to follow your boy Dante, you can find me at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
You can find me at _.
You can find JJ at _Jeremy.
You can't find him there, but
You can find me. You can still find me. It ain't deactivated.
All things Big KJB at Just a Fiasco.
We out.
Peace.